the Salvia Experiential Rating Scale. Not only is this video educational, but we do it with cool sounding words. Today, just in case you can't read, we're going to be describing the Salvia experience from a low dose all the way to guess I'm a fucking fence now. Level 1. This is commonly reached when you chew salvia, or maybe you're smoking a small amount of plain leaves. You might feel that something is happening, but it's going to feel very minor. Generally, you'll just feel more relaxed, calm, aware, and maybe introspective. Physically, you're going to feel quite nice and tingly. If you're going to try salvia for the first time, this is where you should be starting. I'm going to have a full chewing and smoking guide linked in the description depending on when you're watching this, so it'd be a shame if you clicked off the video without being subscribed. Level 2. Now things are getting interesting. Whilst you probably still won't get many visuals, you're likely to notice that colors look brighter, textures are more pronounced, and space might seem a bit warped. Things might feel further away from you or closer to you than they actually are. It's also going to come with a bit of a trippy headspace where your thoughts might feel more playful, and you could also expect to start feeling very present as you lose some of your short-term memory. Level 3. Okay, now it gets real. Maybe realer than real, who knows? Whilst open eye visuals on salvia tend to be quite mild when compared to the closed eye visuals, now you're definitely going to get both. I still recommend you close your eyes though, that's where the eye candy is. You'll be able to see clear imagery, but it will still probably only be two-dimensional. We're talking fractal patterns, geometry, visions of objects and designs which can feel really profound, but at this level you won't confuse the visions with normal reality, which I cannot say the same for level 4. Okay, so now with your eyes open, you can usually still ground yourself in normal reality to an extent, but if you close your eyes, you should expect to forget about the real world. We're talking complex, constantly changing and evolving realistic 3D scenes, almost like when you're dreaming, but it feels nothing like a dream. 10 out of 10 explanation, I know, thank you. You might hear voices, encounter entities or spirits, and travel to other worlds. This is not a recreational trip though. You should take this substance very seriously because there's no guarantee that you'll have fun or a pleasant experience at all. And if you go this high, you need to go click the link in the description and read through all of it, and also make sure you're starting at a very low dose to test the waters. I took what I thought would be and what's considered a low dose, and I reached this exact level, so be very careful. Some of you guys in my comments do the craziest shit, so try and learn from our mistakes. If you're inexperienced, you will be so glad you did. Every single batch and everyone's natural tolerance, along with hundreds of other factors, are going to affect your experience and potentially make it more intense than you planned. And if you don't respect the substance, it probably will not respect you. At this level, you might experience merging into or becoming inanimate objects, or even living the life of another person. And no, not her. Level 5. So that body that you think is yours? At least not anymore. You are very unlikely at this point to be aware of having a human body, or even that you're on a drug. It doesn't really matter anymore if you have eyes open or closed, because either way, you're somewhere else. So trip tips, what does this feel like? Well, you could do this 10 times and each of your experiences are going to fluctuate, so there's really no telling. Some common experiences include fusing with objects or even abstract things like a letter or a color, merging into all of consciousness and experience, being rolled, unzipped, flattened, and physically warped in general. The archetypes of a circus or a parade, or being a small part of a bigger whole, just to name a few. This is already an extremely intense experience, and salvia is considered by many to be dysphoric, so it blows my mind that we even have another level to talk about. Level 6. If you have the courage to go this far, then maybe you should be running this channel, but either way, there's not really a point in taking this much. Since you're still watching, I'm sure you're very well educated and you know exactly what this word means, but for my own peace of mind, at this point, consciousness is lost, or you've gone so far out that you simply cannot remember anything that happened. It's really important that if you're taking salvia, you have a trip sitter, because unlike something like DMT, you can move around, stand up, jump out of windows, tell your mom you're Jesus, all that good stuff, so definitely have someone watching over you. Also, salvia has a reverse tolerance. The more you take, the more intense the same dose will be, so make sure to account for that. And if you're smoking extracts, get a scale and be really careful. Again, smoking salvia is a big deal. It's not a willy-nilly thing you do after a few drinks on a Friday night with the boys. If you have 2 seconds to spare, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button, and if you're still here, then clearly we get along, so subscribe for a new video every week. Otherwise, happy tripping everybody.